Imagine you're standing in a store. Right in front of you, there are two drinks. One has been refreshing people for more than a century. The other promises energy, focus, and wings. One is recognized almost everywhere on Earth. The other dominates extreme sports. One is opened during family dinners. The other is cracked open before exams, gaming sessions, late-night work, and intense workouts. But here's the surprising part. Millions of people drink one of them every single day without ever asking, what am I actually drinking? Because these two drinks may look similar on a store shelf, but they were never created for the same purpose. One was designed to refresh, the other was designed to energize, and choosing the wrong one at the wrong time could leave you feeling disappointed. So the real question is, Coca Cola or Red Bull? Let's find out. For over 100 years, Coca Cola has become more than just a drink. It's a symbol, a tradition, a brand that has survived world wars, economic crises, changing generations, and thousands of competitors. No matter where you travel, there's a good chance you'll find Coca Cola. From tiny villages to the world's biggest cities, it has become part of birthdays, movies, football matches, family gatherings, and celebrations. Very few brands have achieved that level of recognition, but then, a completely different challenger arrived. Red Bull, smaller can, higher price, completely different purpose. At first, many people doubted it. Why would anyone pay more? For a much smaller drink, it didn't look refreshing. It didn't look like a traditional soft drink. It looked unusual, different, almost strange. But that was exactly the point. Red Bull wasn't trying to compete with Coca Cola. It was trying to create an entirely new category, the energy drink, and that decision changed the beverage industry forever. Now let's understand the biggest difference. When people drink Coca Cola, they're usually looking for refreshment. A cold drink with food, something sweet on a hot day, something enjoyable during a movie. Coca Cola isn't trying to make you feel powerful, it's trying to make you feel refreshed. Red Bull has a completely different mission. It wants to help people stay awake, stay alert, stay focused. Whether you're studying, driving long distances, working late, or preparing for a competition, Red Bull targets energy, not refreshment. That's why comparing these two drinks isn't as simple as people think. They're solving different problems. Now let's talk about taste. This is where opinions become arguments. Some people say, nothing beats the classic Coca-Cola flavor. It's smooth, sweet, refreshing, and instantly recognizable. You could probably identify it after a single sip. That's how unique its taste has become. Red Bull is completely different. Some people love it immediately, others hate it at first. Its flavor isn't trying to imitate soda, it has its own identity, slightly sweet, slightly sharp, completely different, and because taste is personal. There is no universal winner. The best flavor is simply the one you enjoy more. Now here's something interesting. Most people choose Coca-Cola because of habit. They grew up with it, their parents bought it, their friends drink it, restaurants serve it. It became part of everyday life. Red Bull users often choose it differently. They're usually looking for a purpose. They need energy, they need concentration, they need something to help them stay awake for a little longer. Different drink, different mindset, different expectation. Let's talk about branding. Because this is where the battle becomes fascinating. Coca-Cola sells happiness. Think about its advertisements. Families laughing, friends sharing meals, Christmas celebrations, summer vacations, smiles everywhere. Coca-Cola rarely talks about ingredients. It sells emotions, memories, moments. Now look at Red Bull. Everything changes. Fast cars, mountain biking, skydiving, snowboarding, Formula One, extreme sports, adventure, risk, speed. Instead of family dinners, Red Bull sells excitement. It tells you life should be bigger, faster, more adventurous. Two companies, two completely different emotions, and both became billion-dollar brands. But here's the question most people forget to ask. If Coca-Cola is everywhere, why hasn't it defeated Red Bull? Because success isn't always about selling the most. Sometimes, it's about owning a category. When someone thinks about cola, they think Coca-Cola. When someone thinks about energy drinks, they think Red Bull. That's powerful branding. Instead of fighting over the same identity, each company built its own kingdom. And that's a lesson far beyond business. Sometimes, winning isn't about beating everyone else, it's about becoming unforgettable in your own space. Now imagine this, it's late at night, you still have hours of work left. Would Coca Cola help? Maybe you'll enjoy drinking it, but will it keep you alert the way an energy drink is designed to? Probably not. Now imagine you're eating your favorite burger. Would Red Bull be the first drink you choose? For many people, probably not, because once again, different situations, different purposes, the smartest choice depends on what you actually need, not on which logo you like more. But the story doesn't end here, because the biggest battle isn't about taste, or branding, or popularity. It's about what's happening inside every can: sugar, caffeine, energy, health, performance, and the truth might completely change the way you see both drinks. In part 2, we'll uncover what Coca Cola and Red Bull are really made of, which one is healthier, which one gives real energy, which one costs more over time, and finally answer the biggest question: if you could only choose one, which drink truly deserves the win? So, what's really inside these two famous drinks? This is where the battle becomes far more interesting, because flashy advertisements, famous athletes, and iconic logos don't tell the whole story. The ingredients do. Let's start with Coca Cola. Every sip delivers a familiar sweetness. But that sweetness mostly comes from sugar. A standard can contain a surprisingly large amount, enough to satisfy your taste buds almost instantly. That's one reason Coca Cola feels so enjoyable. Your brain naturally responds to sweetness. It releases feel-good chemicals. For a moment, you feel refreshed, satisfied, happy, but that feeling doesn't always last. Too much sugar, too often, can lead to unwanted health problems over time. That's why moderation matters, even with your favorite soft drink. Now let's look at Red Bull. Yes, it contains sugar too, but there's something else that defines it: caffeine. Along with ingredients like taurine and B vitamins, Red Bull is designed to increase alertness. That's why students, gamers, office workers, and athletes often reach for it when they feel tired. The goal isn't refreshment, it's stimulation. But here's the catch: energy isn't free. Too much caffeine, especially in a short period, can make some people feel restless, nervous, or unable to sleep. That's why understanding your own limits is so important. Now imagine two different people. The first has just finished playing football under the hot sun. The second has been studying for 6 straight hours. Should they drink the same thing? Not necessarily. The football player might simply want something cold and refreshing. The student might be looking for a temporary boost in alertness. Same shelf, different needs. And that's exactly why these brands continue to succeed. They solve different problems. Now let's talk about money. At first glance, a can of Coca Cola usually costs less. Red Bull, despite being smaller, often costs more. That surprises many people. How can a smaller drink be more expensive? Because people aren't only paying for the liquid, they're paying for the purpose, the branding, the image, the promise of energy. Whether that's worth the extra money depends entirely on the person buying it. Now comes marketing, and this might be the biggest difference of all. Coca Cola built its empire by connecting itself with happiness. Think about holiday commercials, family dinners, friends laughing together. Summer memories. The message is simple: drink Coca Cola and enjoy the moment. Red Bull took a completely different path. It didn't focus on families, it focused on fearless people: mountain climbers, Formula One drivers, skydivers, cyclists, gamers, adventurers. Its message wasn't relax, it was push your limits. Two drinks, two emotions, two completely different worlds. Now here's something fascinating. Red Bull doesn't just sponsor sports, it creates them. It organizes massive events, extreme competitions, record-breaking challenges, even projects that capture the world's attention. Meanwhile, Coca Cola appears at the biggest global celebrations: the Olympics, the FIFA World Cup, music festivals, holiday campaigns. One brand inspires adrenaline, the other celebrates togetherness. Neither strategy is wrong, they're simply different. But let's answer the question everyone asks: which drink is healthier? The honest answer: neither should become your daily source of hydration. Water will always win that competition. Both Coca Cola and Red Bull are best enjoyed occasionally, not excessively. If you're constantly thirsty, choose water. If you're looking for balanced nutrition, choose healthy meals. No soft drink and no energy drink can replace a healthy lifestyle. Now imagine drinking Red Bull every single day just to stay awake. What's the real problem? Maybe it isn't the drink, maybe it's your sleep, maybe your body is asking for rest, not caffeine. Now imagine drinking multiple cans of Coca Cola every day just because you're bored. Again, the issue may not be the drink. It could be the habit. Sometimes, the biggest battle isn't between brands, it's between our choices. So, who wins if you're looking for a refreshing soft drink, a familiar taste, and something to enjoy with meals? Coca Cola is an iconic choice if you need a temporary energy boost, want extra alertness, or enjoy the energy drink experience. Red Bull is built for that purpose. Neither completely replaces the other, because they were never designed to. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. People love arguing online. Coca Cola is better. No, Red Bull is better. But smart people ask a different question. What do I actually need right now? Because choosing the right product isn't about following the crowd. It's about understanding your purpose. The same rule applies to life. The best tool is the one that fits the job, not the one with the loudest fans. So before you open your next can, ask yourself, am I drinking this because I truly want it, or simply because everyone else does? Sometimes, the smartest decision begins with a simple question, and that question can change far more than what's in your hand. The winner isn't decided by the brand. The winner is decided by the person making the choice.